Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, the Gothic Republican, Lothaire. I'm just chilling out here and decided to make a video and just explain to you how Monica Punk is not fucking punk. And to me personally, I mean, punk is about self-expression and being independent from society, a way to be the way of the counterculture against the norms of society and following like a moron. See, the one thing I don't like from this generation, I think our generation's fallen apart and fallen downhill because of the ignorance and the self-centeredness of libtards. Yes, you say it, I say it again, libtards. And these bigoted, narrow-minded morons. Back in the day, I used to be a liberal, and to be honest with you, it's disgusting now how everything has changed for the worst. And then it seems like more closer down the line in the future, that I'm afraid our society will be an ignorant, dumbfounded, socialist society of communism. Socialism is cancer onto the American world because it's stealing from the rich and the working class and giving to the government. Socialism is not sharing. Socialism is cancerous and giving too much control to the government, and it creates a dictatorship in an ignorant society. And it celebrates the lazy and self-entitled brats of sociopaths, and it makes society worse. It creates crime and homicide and self-centered ideology. That's how I feel about it. And that's what it is. These millennials and these progressives want to have the idea of a socialist society. This is completely ignorant. Because you can't call yourself a progressive if you're taking an old ideology has been failed so many times. 1940s Germany have tried it. And it failed, and it became a dictatorship, and that's why they had the Nazi Party back in 1940s. The Soviet Union has tried it. Mussolini has tried it. Pol Pot. North Korea. I can name you, the list goes on and on and on. You can sit there and say, European countries are socialist. Well, yeah, in a sort of kind of a funny way. They do kind of have it, but they do have a form of capitalism into it. That's why it's the business tax, the corporate tax over there is a lot cheaper in Europe compared to the United States, because it still is maintaining. They do have a form of capitalism. And yes, there's some bad sides of capitalism, but I'd rather deal with capitalism compared to communism, because communism is a dictatorship. Capitalism is a win or lose kind of battle. That's a fact. And I think the government should never interfere with other people's businesses, never with these regulations, and I think it's ridiculous. Unless a corporation owns the monopoly of something, then I can see a point of interfering or any kind of rules or regulations then. But ergo, at that point, no. The reason why I hate Bernie Sanders, because he promised you all these things that is not possible, and you added the math, and it never fucking works, and it never will work. Free health insurance. If something's for free, doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. And it's usually, I can give you a free cup full of crap in it and shit and piss in it. Would you want it? Well, the answer is no. The health insurance plan that he thought of, that's the Canada's health insurance, doesn't really work. You still have to pay out of pocket for health insurance. Supposedly, it's supposed to be free, supposedly. The ignorance. And it's truth. $900 for even a blood test for somebody who is young. Even though it's free, doesn't mean it's going to be good. He goes off about free health insurance, legalizing marijuana, which is, it's not a bad idea, and free college, and all these other things out of our taxpayers' money, and wants to overtax us. We left England because we don't want to get overtaxed. This is ridiculous and redundant. And we're getting the government to make our own decisions for us. That's not right. I think we should lower taxes like our tax plan we have now with Trump. Lower our taxes and let us decide what we want to do. And it's lower taxes for all classes, we're not getting overtaxed. I don't know what kind of crap that these libtards are going about. I looked at the tax forms and I looked at what's going on. We're having lower taxes. I work 2 jobs and you expect me to pay more taxes, Bernie Sanders. Really, I'm struggling as it is. Why do I need to pay for everybody else's laziness and ignorance? He goes about these human rights. Well, my question is, if you're for these human rights, why are you against the Second Amendment rights of right of bear arms? That's our amendment right to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government or people who are trying to interfere in our amendment rights. You know, the right to be safe, the right to have security, the right to defend yourself from a criminal. That's my question, is Bernie Sanders. You go on about rights and rights and rights, but as soon as you can bash on the Second Amendment rights and you bash on the NRA all you want. You talk about your rights, but yet you're against the Second Amendment rights. Again, the hypocrisy out of Bernie Sanders and his hypocrisy that he has is self-loathing crap. I don't believe any of these dang politicians. And matter of fact, even though I'm a Trump supporter and I'm a, right-wing libertarian, I don't believe in everything what Donald Trump tells me. I do have my doubts. Until he actually puts stuff through, then I believe him. And he's actually proven himself to me by lowering our taxes as American citizens and actually having stronger security between the borders. This is a video that I want to put down and about go by point how society is going to fuck up in the future because of Monica Punk. It's going to be more of these dumb fucks walking around here if we have a socialist society becomes into a point of a dictatorship. This is the most laziest piece of garbage that I see on YouTube. This person's willing to admit on camera welfare fraud against the state, but yet the state is not doing anything. She can live on her fat ass and do nothing and act like a self-centered prick. Monica Punk, you are living on other people's money, our tax money, and screwing us over. That money should be towards people who need it, people who are starving to death, and people who are homeless on the streets. You are able-bodied to work. Don't make excuses. You're a piece of garbage. Let's watch this video and see how disgusted I am by watching this.
Why I refuse to get a job. It takes up too much time. I don't want to deal with people.
Well, I mean, you really think about it, you have to deal with people regardless of what you want to do. You have to go to the office, the welfare office, to deal with people. You have to go through life dealing with people because it's a little thing called being an adult. Grow up like the rest of us and quit being lazy. See, this is the problem and the issue that I'm seeing. That you're going to have the idea of socialism. It's going to screw everything over, and you're going to have more of these people like this are going to fuck everything up. That's the truth, if you like it or not. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I have no problem with people who are on welfare system, and it's understandable. And people who do struggle, who have kids, and feed the kids, and help out with people who are disabled. That's understandable. But you have somebody who is doing welfare fraud like this. This shows you an example. They're willing to give money to this large piece of shit. They're willing to give money to major corporations to screw you over.
Really don't want to have a conversation. Things. You don't know if you're gonna die out there.
Oh, you don't know if you're gonna die out there, but it seems like you're gonna die from diabetes from laying on your fat ass doing jack shit nothing. I mean, there's always risk involved when you go out, regardless. You can't live your life in fear, and you cannot, be scared all your life. That's why, that's why I carry my Second Amendment rights, my handgun, to keep myself, and I am registered to carry concealed. And I know how to use it. Learn how to use something like that, a tool that can defend yourself. I mean, you don't have to buy a gun. I'm just saying you can buy a stun gun, you can buy a taser, you can buy a pepper spray. There's ways of defending yourself to prevent you from actually getting killed. Just saying.
I know I want to say I want to die, but I don't want to die on another person's hands. I just don't like customers. Like I do, like when it comes to art. I mean, like me personally, I'd rather just give my art away. If I can sell it, I can sell it. But,
well, just go ahead and get yourself a fucking art degree and actually work hard at a job to get that goal. I mean, I don't know why that you're just lazy. And plus, if you got free college from Mr. Butthead Bernie Sanders and the socialist jackasses, that degree wasn't worth anything. if it's something that's free, it has no value. Then to the point that you basically know better than everybody else. I mean, it devalues when you have something has the cost of the degree that you go for. It devalues if it lowers the price. And people won't take you seriously. And nobody will take you seriously if you're an artist if you don't have a job. People work hard to actually get into art school and then sell their art. They worked a fast food joint and worked at Walmart or Kroger's in order to get there to that point. You know that, right? I know plenty of people who are artists, who are professional artists, and they make a living at it, and they love what they're doing, but first they had to work in a real job first.
I just don't want a job. I think I should always be given free money. Why work for money?
Well, you know why you work for money? Because you can get cool shit. You can get awesome tattoos. You can get better piercings. You can get cooler stuff. Trip pans. Live and be independent not from the system. You are not punk rock, because the early punk rockers, they actually had a job to get their cooler clothes. Why work for money? Well, because you have to pay bills, and you sit on your fucking fat ass while I have to pay for your shit. Nothing's for free, sweetheart. I hate to tell you that. You work to live to eat. That's the simple fact of it is. You're making excuses why you cannot work for a living. Everybody has to work. Everybody has to pitch in society to move on. That's how you be a functional person to society. And society's fucked up because there's more of you who suck up the system, who leeches off of people like me who work hard. And honestly, I have a lot of piercings and tattoos. There's jobs out there for people like in non-turnoff lifestyles. And I know this because I have so many piercings on my face, it's ridiculous that literally I have to stay away from magnets. But again, you're just being a lazy dumb fuck who don't give a shit, and you're stealing money from the state. You're stealing money from people who are starving to death, who are homeless, but you don't give a shit because you're a piece of shit.
Like why? Why not just have fun and games? And that's what I'm all about.
Life is not all about fun and games, sweetheart, because you know what? I work hard for a living, I bust my ass, and on the weekends, yes, I go out and party and have fun, but life is not all about that. Life is about growing up and moving on. The earlier punk rockers, that's what they did. They were adults, they decided to dress weird and be who they want to be, and guess what? They had jobs in their field that fits their category. Unlike you want to be lazy.
I really just want to be an artist. That's what I really
Then go to school.
want to do. I don't believe in working. The only place that I want to work at is Hot Topic.
And promise me they will not hire your ass. Sorry, I have a mouthful of food right now, but promise me they will not hire your dumb ass. Because you're a fat, lazy slob, and they will look at your application, promise me, and they say, you have no work experience. Where do you have worked at? I can work into Hot Topics right now because I have something in my background that I start off working in fast food places and start working off in restaurants and stuff like that. Oh, you have dealt with customers in a restaurant environment. You're good for this job. You won't be able to get Hot Topics jobs because you don't have a background at where you work at. You don't have a job history. Nobody will hire you at Hot Topics, and I will guarantee you that.
And I'm banned from working there. I tried getting my band undone.
Oh, you're banned from working there. Were you shoplifting? I can see why they ban your ass.
But I just don't know how to do it. That's the only place I really want to work at. I don't want to work for any other company besides my own. I'll pretty much be self-employed my whole entire life. If I don't make a dime, I don't make a dime. Don't care. Personally, I'd rather my own TV show than getting paid for that.
Your own TV show. You have to have some kind of experience of business or entertainment or go to college, and you have to get a job. You're making excuses why you can't do stuff. Oh, I don't want a job. You blubbering around with your ugly face and your disgusting looking hair. Pink. Yuck. I prefer my black mohawk any day.
Then working?
Again, you have to work for those. Again, you have to work for those goals, sweetheart. You big fat tub of larb.
Because I'm an artist and I have so much fun. I don't care about putting food on the table. It's not one of my things.
Well, you gotta feed yourself. So how you gotta figure out how to feed yourself? That's my question is. Really, you either rely on other people, you either rely on the government and the state to feed your fat ass. It seems like you're not even starving because you're bigger than a cow. And the reason why I'm big, because, I guess, I work 2 jobs. Yeah. Why do you think I have sweet tattoos and you have a shitty one on your damn chest? Because I work hard for a living. Where you got that tattoo from? Somebody else's kitchen?
Personally, I can go hungry and die. I don't care.
To be honest with you, if you were in a desperate situation, you would actually work. If you were going to starve to death, which it doesn't seem like you're going to starve to death because you're bigger than the house. And you guys probably think I'm a fucking hypocrite because I'm kind of overweight, but hey, I work hard for a living. I actually go hiking. I actually do stuff when I'm off of work.
I will never have kids.
Thank God. Thank God. Sorry, I'm eating Taco Bell right now. Thank God we will never see you ever have kids because we don't want more of you dumbfounded, ignorant, welfare-taking socialists around. Because this is what I see what's wrong with society. It's people like this, and I bumped into so many people like this. I'm sorry. Monica Punk, you are not fucking punk because you're not independent. You are the state is telling you what to do. That's the fact. Okay? You are a slave to the political establishment of the system of welfare. That's the fact, and you're scamming us. You're scamming the people out of our taxes, and that's why we have higher taxes because of dumb fucks like you who, again, lie about your condition.
So, I have nothing to worry about when it comes to that. I just really don't want a job. I'm like a housewife, pretty much. I want to do my own thing.
Promise me, no guy ever wants you. That's a fact. Being heavyset, big, and lazy is not attractive. That's a fact.
I don't want to have to worry about getting fired, because that just sucks. I've done it once. It's just not my thing. I have so many opinions about money, it's not even funny.
Which any of them are not very accurate at all.
arguments, it causes breakups.
I'm surprised you even had a relationship. Because you have a very stale and disgusting and lame personality. You're fat, disgusting, and you don't have a good personality. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like big chicks, but somebody like you, hell no. You make me want to vomit. Like, I don't even know why I'm eating and watching this shit.
Causes you to go hungry. It causes so much damage. Like, I'd rather eat garbage. Pretty much. I don't care if I'm homeless. Ever.
Oh, you don't care if you're being homeless. You know, if you were in that situation right now, if you were homeless, I guarantee you'd be saying something totally fucking different. Because I've been homeless before, and it's not fun.
I don't really care.
Oh my God. You are disgusting.
If I'm homeless, I'm not gonna bring a girl into my homelessness. But, I just have a different view. I believe that I should get paid for my grades. I believe I should get paid for education.
If you believe in education. Okay. Education is something that you have to buy. So you can get the best education out there. That's why I believe in a free market society. I don't believe in the idea that we should have free education. We already have a thing called free education. It's called techno school. There's a little thing called techno school. You go there, you learn, it's for free. You already have that. But these major college campuses who offer money that you have to pay money for, that's where you get your money at by learning something so you can have that degree so you can make bigger money. That's the point of having college. College should not be for free because the degree that you paid for and worked hard for, that you paid money for, later on down the road, you will make more money. That's the whole point of having a degree, to say, I'm a professional, I worked hard for this, and I paid for this shit. Oh my God, the ignorance that simply this comes out of her mouth. What?
I just don't give a fuck about money. I just don't care. Personally, I have too much stuff.
You had too much stuff because it was given to you, because you are a lazy fuck. And I don't know who's giving you shit, but promise me, you're a dumb fuck.
So I really, technically, am buying non-stop stuff.
So you're using somebody else's credit card and using somebody else's money to basically buy whatever you want and be lazy dumb fuck. You're a self-entitled, jackass piece of garbage worth of nothing. You are nothing. You are committing a crime by being on the welfare system and taking advantage of the system and stealing. But you don't care because you're a self-entitled prick.
Mine is like an addiction. It gives me a headache. Personally, I just rather have things given to me, and I'd rather give back.
That's the whole point of working a job. You work there for your time, you trade your time to work for them, and you're given money. That's the whole point of fucking working, you fat piece of slob. It's a trade. That's the whole point of capitalism, is trading your time and work, trading your time to work your time at your job for money. That is a trade. They needed stuff done, clean, or fixed. That's the whole point of a job. Okay? That's how do you live and be an adult. You don't know how to be an adult, you're just a kid.
It's such a deep, touchy topic.
No, it's not. It says get yourself a fucking job. It's not touchy or topic. It's nothing personal. Everybody has to work. Everybody has to bust their ass working hard for a living to feed your dumb fat ass.
I will never have a job. Never, ever in my life will have a job. I have too many hobbies to keep up with.
What hobbies? What hobbies? I have hobbies. I mean, really? I work 2 fucking jobs and I still have time to fucking hike, sew, and, get my cool shit. How? If you don't have money, what the fuck are you doing? Hobbies take money that you work hard for. Hello?
I have a job. I play the guitar, I play the trombone, I play the piano, I play the xylophone. I think I'm way too talented to have a job.
Nobody is too talented to have a job. There's been plenty of musicians and rock stars who had went to school, to college, who had worked a crappy job at first. Henry Rollins is one of them. He worked at an ice cream store at first until he became the lead singer of Black Flag. Get yourself a job, get yourself a life, and move on like everybody else. Being lazy on your fat ass does not help anybody, and you're a sociopath, because that money needs to help out people who need it the most. You don't need it.
Photographer. I give awesome massages. There's just way too much.
Awesome massages. I will never let you near me at all. You disgusting, ugly looking blob. I don't think anybody wants you to touch them at all.
For me, that I'm doing to ever have a job. And it's my choice. It's my choice to go to work or not. I don't care if I had a dime to my name. I don't care. And I'm one of the lucky ones that gets free money. I do so much. I have so many hobbies and so many interests that it's like, why not? Why not? I get paid. Why should I have to go work at retail and do?
Well, okay. So the thing called being an adult. You are stealing money from the state. Money's not given to you. You're stealing. You're making excuses why you can't work. Because it's my hobby. My hobby. I have hobbies too, bitch. I have a question. If everybody was like you, you wouldn't have hospitals, you wouldn't have law enforcement, you wouldn't have retail, you wouldn't have all these places that are open so stuff you can buy, even internet stores that willing to pack and ship stuff to you to buy things. Why people work? Because it rolls, everything rolls with it. That's the point. You make your life as it is by working hard towards those goals. And you have all these unrealistic goals and no plan. You don't have a job, nobody takes you seriously at all. And I can see why. You give punk rockers a bad name. Because you're not punk, because you're tied down to, again, the welfare system. You are a slave to the welfare system. You're not independent. You are the opposite.
With snobby customers.
Oh, snobby customers. Not every customer is snobby. Yes, there's a lot of snobby customers, don't get me wrong. But it's called being an adult and dealing with people. You have to make other people happy in order to make money. If you go to a store, they're not saying, "Oh, fuck you, fat slob." No, they're like, "How you doing, miss? Do you need help?" That's the whole point of capitalism, is making everybody happy to make a better product, to have customer service that is better.
Why? Why should I have to dare choose to do that? Just because I know how to fold a t-shirt.
I really don't think you can actually fold a t-shirt. I think you're so dumb that you would get confused how to fold a t-shirt. I'm not even joking about this.
I honestly don't want to work. I'm not going to. Can't force me. I'm having fun without...
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't force you, but I can criticize you, and everybody online can make fun of you for being a fat slob. Just saying. We have the right to point out you're a dumbfounded, ignorant person.
Working. I'm living a dream. There's so many tons of people that would rather not work, but they have so much to worry about. I have nothing to worry about. And I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky people that have nothing to worry about.
You're not lucky. You are blind and stupid. People who don't have a job, like you, are most likely to commit suicide, are most likely to be depressed, most likely to be sad, most likely to go through issues and problems. People who actually work hard for a living and have a busy schedule are a lot more happier. Believe it or not. Statistically, if you look at the stats, it's true. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and sorry, I'm eating right now while I'm making this video, and I apologize. I know, completely unprofessional, but my point is that socialism creates people like this. After generation creates people who feel like they're self-entitled and feel like they don't want to work for a living and actually bust their ass working hard. It's a human reaction, it's human decency that makes a person want to help other people, but that person can get to the point taken advantage of, and I feel bad for people who get taken advantage of. But relying on the idea of the government to take control of everything, and I mean everything, people, business, cars, life, in our opinion, shows that I do not trust the government for anything or any other acts. So trusting the government to make a socialist or communist dictatorship shows me that this is our next generation coming up if we had socialism in our country. And it shows that we have to rely on the state, that people who rely on the state are sociopaths. Self-centered, and I feel bad for that. And to be honest with you, I feel like people should work because it helps builds people's self-confidence. It helps build people's intuition to point out, to try to go up to a better goal, to better themselves as human beings. You can teach them. It's like you can give a man a fish, but you can teach a man to fish, and he will eat forever. If you teach a man how to fish, he will never go starve to death. That's the moral of our story. But I'll talk to you guys later. God bless America. You guys have a fantastic day. Communism, socialism sucks, and capitalism is not the best thing ever, but at the same time it's better than capitalism and socialism. Check out my Facebook, Gothic Republican. And then also check out my YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and we'll see more videos. I would appreciate it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.